Hello everyone, once again welcome back to the DSA with Daksh series. Myself Daksh Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 374 of Leetcode. It's basically guess number higher or lower. Okay, and this is the DSA series where we started from absolute beginner. Okay, to now we are on level 2, become intermediate to advanced level. Okay, so, in this series, this is important to learn how you can solve problems, okay, and to improve your problem solving skills. Also, this will help you in a technical interview rounds, okay, and DSA will very more important, okay. In this series, we'll firstly explain question. After that, we'll see approach discussion from started to how you can build logic, and afterward how you can approach it are there for possible time and space complexity for course, and each and everything we'll discuss in this series each and every video. So I hope we got clear about the previous videos and like that. Okay, and yesterday we solved question number 696. It's basically count the binary substring question where we'll counting that how many binary substrings are possible in given string. Okay, if it does not watch yesterday's video, you can check out that video, link in a button. Okay, so in that video we'll understood how we can use multiple things at the same time in a loop and conditions. Okay, so now we're gonna solve this question. Okay, in this question, firstly I'll explain question, afterward I'll explain the example, and then after we'll discuss about the possible time and space possible approaches for that question. Okay, so let's start with the question explanation. So we are playing the case game. Okay, the question like given test cases and your code playing case game. The game is follows. I pick a number from 1 to n. The test case is given a number from 1 to n. You have to guess which number test cases pick. Okay, so every time you guess wrong, they will tell you whether the number they pick is higher or lower than your guess. Okay, okay, so firstly, the code has assumed X number, then your code give them like any XYZ number. Okay, then if it's wrong, the code tells you whether it is higher than if imagine like their like that what I'm trying to saying is their guess number is your imagined number higher or lower. Okay, if you assume 10 and the case number is 5, it will tell you your number is too much higher than my number. So again you will say 4, so it will show you like your number is very lesser than my number, like that. Okay, so in like terms you have happening, one more they given you, you call a predefined API int guess int num which returns three possible returns. Okay, so you can use that predefined okay thing. It will give you three possible results. If the number is greater than your picked number, so it will return -1. Your guess is lower than their picked number, so it will show you +1. Okay, and if your guess is equal to pick, they will return 0. Okay, return the number that they picked. Okay, like you have to return that number which is the chosen. Okay, the guess number. We can see the example one. So out here are n is equal to 10. Okay, and peak is equal to 16, so you have to return your peak number is 6. Okay, so now we'll move to the our conditions part. So here our condition is n is between 1 to 10 to the power 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Okay, and the peak is between 1 to n. Okay, I hope you got clear about that part. So now we'll move to the our approaches part, and if you like each and everything, I hope you got clear about the question and example. So now we move to the our. Okay, so for this question, our first approach we could have used is we take and while loop. Okay, and two variables, one is from starting, another from ending. Okay, starting variable from 1 to start. Okay, another from n minus 1 to start. Okay, we first time we add that two, okay, two variables values indexes, and we divide that, and we take that this number is case number. Okay, afterward it will check that if it is smaller than the given number, will increase left side's value. Okay, and if it's greater than a peak number, so we'll decrease the right side value. Okay, so this is a simple approach. We already done this thing in one another question. One more approach we gonna use is we take simple for loop. Iterate from each and every value to check that this is guess number or not. Okay. No previous behind logic. No. Okay. We take each and every value from I to the n and check it to the code. Okay. This is not an optimized solution and this is not correct solution, but it's an just a way to think about that. Okay, we'll complete that part further. Firstly, we'll start with our first approach. Let left equal to 1. Okay, right equal to n, while left is less than equal to right. Let mid equal to math dot. Okay, now we're taking mid. So first we use is left plus right divide by 2. Okay, now it will give you half, and we use let res equal to guess the given you can guess like that. So we'll guess that this is mid or not, and result we store in result. We does not like skipping our main term. We have to store result to know whether it is correct or not. If our result is equal to 0, then we return mid because it's correct answer. If it's equal to 0, and if not, we check that it's less than 0. If result is less than 0, we use right equal to mid minus 1. We decreasing right's value with mid minus 1, and if not less than is greater than, so we'll use left equal to mid plus 1. Okay, so I hope we got clear about this thing. Now we have to just use one only condition here. It is the end return minus 1. So I'll firstly run this to check whether it is correct or not. So let's see. You can see that our answer is accepted. All three test cases are passed. Okay. So now we're gonna submit this for further lead code test cases. Okay. So it's basically running solution. Okay, you can see that our answer is accepted. All 25 out of 25 test cases are passed. Okay, so this is our first approach where we taken an example plot. We take starting variable and ending variable sum, divided it by 2. Okay, stored it in a mid variable, checking mid variable to the case, and storing that mid values result from guess to in result variable, and checking result variable to our 0. If it's equal to 0, it means it's correct guess, and we'll returning it. If it's not, we move to the, like, if it's less than, okay, it's given you a minus 1. If it's given minus 1, there our number is too highest, so we'll use decrease our value from right side to the half of that. Okay, and if it's greater than 1, like its input is 1, so we'll increase our value from left side to right side move. Okay, so this is our first approach. Okay, now we move to the second approach. Okay, so now we move to the second approach. We'll clean up this part. Okay, so for second approach, it's you might be tell, oh no, it's not possible, but this is the way you can answer this question. We'll starting from one loop to the n. Okay, up to n, and I plus plus being, and taken one if condition inside this for loop, like this guess of I. Okay, guess of I is equal to 0, return I. Okay, and one last condition, if in case of this is not possible, we use return minus 1. So I'll now run this approach. Okay, we checking each and every iteration of our given array. Okay, like our given number from number system. So it might be give a runtime error or like compile time error according to we checking much more. Okay, time limit exceeds. The number is like that 1182. Okay, so according like we have to optimize this code. Okay, so the first thing is our case is not built for much more cases. Okay, so as simple as possible we can do this approach. Okay, and for lesser operations we have to move to the our first approach where we iterating from both sides to reduce as much as possible operations. Okay, in the simpler approach to achieve this part is current approach, but the number of operation you gonna check is too much. Okay, in first approach you have to take things like a complex way, but the operation should be checked by code is very low. Okay, so this is the our like second approach basic details. Okay, so we are taking one while loop here. Okay, and just converting whole code inside of it. Okay, and here we have to take one more thing, one more new variable to here we have to take one more variable. Let step equal to math dot mean of 1000. Okay, and like our conditions n minus I plus 1. Okay, I have to use 10,000. Now it's perfect. Firstly I'll run to note whether it is correct or not. Now like you can see that this is accepted. We'll submit to know that whether it is correct or not. Okay, so it's basically compiling. Again it will showing time limit exit. Let me check. So the basically number is too much high. Okay, and this code might be not possible to check for that much higher range. Okay, but one more we can try to increase the length. Okay, but I'm not thinking about that because the length they are try to using test cases are too high. So again they increase too much. Okay, so the main thing purpose is this: you have to move go with the first approach. Okay, in second approach test cases are too much long. Okay, because the length they are using in condition you can see that 2 to the power minus 31. So it's basically not possible to move with this approach taking on one. You have to move to the first and last at the same time. So it will help you to increase lesser and lesser operations. So now we'll discuss about time and space complexity for this code. Okay. So our first code where we using one while loop left to right. Okay, until left is less than and equal to right. Okay. So for that approach, our time complexity is order of log n because we are using exponentially code like not uh, in terms of what I am saying is we are using less. Okay, not that much as we compared to directly. And space complexity is order of one. It does not using entirely new array or a string or object. Okay, so space complexity is order of one and time complexity is order of log n. Okay, and for this approach our space complexity is order of n. Okay, and space complexity is order of 1 but the time complexity is order of n, and the code is not correct. Okay, and it's not possible to complete this in this form. You have to take variables and store in a first approach. We have to move to both sides. Okay, and if you find any new approach you can tell me in comment section. Okay, So I hope you got clear about today's question, each and everything. If you find any doubts, you can ask me in comments. So now we move to the tomorrow's question. Okay, so we gonna solve tomorrow is question number 26. It's basically remove duplicate from sorted array. Okay, this question we're gonna solve tomorrow. So here you given an array, okay, of nums sorted in non-descending order. Remove the duplicates in places such that each unique element appears only once. The relative order of the elements should be kept the same. The return the number of unique elements in the num. So that you given a nums array with the sorted form in non-descending order with the ununiqueness. You have to remove duplicates, maintain the order, and return the unique elements of the nums array. Okay. Consider the following unique elements nums to be k to get accepted. You need to do the following things. Okay, you also need to do the following things. Change the array nums such that the first k elements of nums contain the unique elements in the order they were present in nums initially. Okay, you have to take in initial unique elements and the order was present in the nums array which is started. The remaining elements of nums are not important as well as the size of nums. Okay, so you have to return k elements which is unique in the same order. Okay, custom judge. The judge will test your solution with the following code. If nums array, input array, expected array, the expected answer with correct length calls your implementations. Okay, so if you can use this for your implementation, you have to assert k except nums. Okay, if all assertion pass, then your solution will be accepted. Okay, so you can check out the example 112 is there. So you have to write 12 and space. Okay, and return of the length of the our k is should be 2. Okay, you can see that this bigger. So you have to return here 5 and 0 1 2 3 4 and other than empty array null array. Now we see conditions. Nums dot length is between 1 to 3 into 10 to the power 4 and nums of I value is between -100 to +100 and nums is sorted in non-descending order, so you does not worry about that part. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this question. You have to try this question, okay, and after completing this question, okay, in multiple approaches or at least one approaches, okay, and post it on LinkedIn and Twitter and mention me, okay, and don't worry if you does not solve this question, we'll gonna solve this question in tomorrow's video. You can come and check out the question explanation, okay, example explanation, and then approach this question, and you can try that approach by yourself. And if you does not understand, you can see code and try it by yourself. Okay, so and if you not started yet, yes, at the page, you can start it now. LinkedIn I button from the day one where I explain each and everything about the series. Okay, series requirements and how you're gonna learn and what should be covered in this series. Okay, so you can check out that video. And if you find any doubts about any video, you can ask me in that video's comment section. So thanks for watching the video. Meet on tomorrow's video.